Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll explain a professional method for preventing port conflicts in Windows 10 and 11, and Windows Server. We'll learn how to use PowerShell to reserve a specific port or range of ports, preventing other applications from using them. This is an essential trick for IT administrators and developers to ensure their services always have access to the ports they need. Okay, let's get started quickly. We need to open PowerShell with administrator privileges. This ensures the system has the necessary permissions to execute the commands we'll be using. Type PowerShell in the search field, and click on it as administrator. After opening PowerShell window as an administrator, I will enter a specific command to check for any potential port conflicts on your system. This command reveals network ports that are currently reserved or blocked by the system. This is a crucial diagnostic step to ensure that the ports we need for our project are not blocked by Windows or other services. The command is shown on your screen, and I will leave the video description for you to see. This command consists of four main parts: Netsh, which is a network shell tool, a powerful command line utility that allows you to configure and monitor various network components, and Internet Protocol version 4, show excludedportrange, which tells Windows to display all reserved port ranges not available for public use, and TCP protocol, which filters the results to display only ports using the transmission control protocol TCP, the standard used for most web and application traffic. When you run this command, you'll see a list with several columns: start port, the first port number in a reserved range, an end port, the last port number in the same reserved range, and an asterisk. If you see an asterisk next to a range, it usually means that the system has excluded that range. If the port you're trying to use for your application falls within either the start or end ranges, your application won't start, because Windows has already reserved those ports. Identifying these exceptions is the first step to removing them or moving your application to an available port. Now I'll enter a command to reserve the port I want so that no other service can use it. The command, as you can see on the screen, tells Windows to reserve a specific port for our exclusive use. Startport 3011 specifies the port number we're reserving, and you can change 3011 to any other port number you intend to use in your project. The command number of ports 1 specifies that we only need to reserve this particular port, starting with the number we chose. Once the command is executed, you will see OK, indicating that the port has been reserved. I will also reserve another port, number 9001, so I will execute the same command but with a different port number. Upon execution, the result will be OK, meaning that the reservation has indeed been completed. Now that we have executed our reservation commands, we need to confirm that Windows actually registered them. We'll do this by running our verification command one more time to see the updated list. Since we have reserved ports 3011 and 9001, you will now see two new entries in the list. If you see these specific numbers, it means that the command has been executed successfully. These ports are now excluded, which means that Windows will allocate them for your use and will not allow other background services to interfere with them. The last thing we'll explain is how to remove port exceptions. If you ever need to free up a port you previously reserved, you can easily delete the exception. The command to delete the reservation is almost identical to the command we used to add it, with only one word replaced by delete instead of add, as shown on your screen. When you run this command for port 3011, Windows should respond with an OK message to confirm the deletion of the port 3011 reservation. To verify, I'll run the usual check command again. You'll notice that port 3011 has disappeared from the list, leaving only port 9001. I'll also delete port 9001 by running the remove reserved port command, but I'll change the port to 9001. The reserved port has been removed immediately. To confirm, I'll run the check command again. The columns are now completely empty. This means there are no active port exceptions, and your network settings have returned to their defaults. Okay, with these commands you now know how to identify, reserve, and remove network ports using PowerShell. This simple process is an effective way to prevent system conflicts and ensure your applications run smoothly without being hindered by other Windows services. If you found these steps helpful, please like and subscribe for more IT solutions and Windows Server tips. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.